Hey everyone, welcome to Item Get, and specifically, welcome to Creator Get. This is a video game showcase of essentially any user-created levels, characters, games, what have you. My name's Brandon, and in this series, we'll be looking at some awesome stuff people made with Nintendo's Mario Maker 2 and submitted through Reddit. For some of the veterans of the first Mario Maker, you might remember this show as it went by a name called Let's Make Once Upon a Time, but that channel's long gone, so the showcase lives here now. For everyone unfamiliar, each week there will be a thread on Reddit, linked in the description below, where users can submit a course that fits that week's theme. After a few days, I pick out the top 4 and create a video giving the users props and providing links to everything for those watching. If you would like to participate, you can find links to last week's thread and this week's thread in the description below. I highly recommend after this video you check out some of those stages. They're all really great, but unfortunately only 4 can make it. So with that said, here are the 4 stages I thought were a cut above the rest. The first stage of this week comes courtesy of Redditor Alyssa S. Nya, whose maker name I can't pronounce because it's written in subs not dubs anime. Her course, Lonely Mushroom Returns, utilizes the Plains Night theme and is a fun little reference to Mario 64's Green Monster Challenge. In this level, you must avoid a mushroom that wants nothing more than to hug Mario with lethal intent. It features some solid platforming, a wonderful execution of the keep away concept, and says a lot about affirmative consent. It's not a crazy difficult stage, but there is a certain rewarding feeling from escaping Mushroom Harvey Weinstein. Unfortunately, clearing the first area is only a sobering realization that no matter how many Hollywood elites are put away, there's always another one right near the flagpole ready to offer you the lead role in their next film.
Oh, no!
For 1-2, we have Thwomp's On-Off Day by Dogarsx, whose name is thankfully in dubs. His course, as the name would imply, utilizes the Thwomp enemies and the on-off switches as a timing puzzle. Patience is required to complete this course, and while I'm not generally fond of the courses where you have to wait for something to happen, I thought he pulled it off very well in this case. Despite the fact that you need to wait for the Thwomps to pass by so you don't become a hot Italian sausage, you're still engaging them by timing your passing so they avoid hitting the switches. It's inherently more interesting than simply waiting for an enemy to pass by, a trend I see all too often in Course World. It's also a course that seems like a prime candidate to speedrun if you think you're up for it. World 1-3 brings us Swinging in Space by Parayeet, or Poop from Parakeets as he's known on Reddit. This course sufficiently answers the question, what sort of unholy abomination would result if Spider-Man procreated with Mario? The answer? Well, I'm not quite sure what to call it, but it's fun as hell. Swinging in Space is one of the few courses that utilized music for its execution, and it gives the whole thing a Mario Galaxy feel, which I think is really fitting and clever. As mentioned, this does sort of feel like a 2D Spider-Man game, with Mario swinging from claw to claw in order to traverse the level. It's not a very challenging stage if you go at a slow pace, but you can also make the effort to speedrun this course as well. This course will remind you, however, that you are in fact not Darbian, and it will then proceed to show you what kind of speedrunner you aren't, as you die over, and over, and over, and over again. Oh, and there's also a boss battle towards the end. I honestly didn't care too much for it, but the previous gameplay is so good I thought it was worth overlooking. And finally, the best course of this week goes to Peekabluu with Deserted Slides. Is this course revolutionary? Not quite. Is it challenging? Far from it. But it did do something more important than I felt many of the more challenging and air quotes revolutionary courses didn't do. It prioritized fun. While it can certainly be fun to play through a tough stage, it only really works if it's a rewarding challenge and not a hardcore difficulty for the sake of being hard. This course offers that fun, rewarding feeling in spades, as well-timed and well-elevated jumps are required if you want to complete the course in record time. I also have to give Peekabluu credit for the creativity display on the background. He makes excellent use of the theme to complement his level. All these factors working together so flawlessly are what earned Peekabluu the top spot this week. I recommend you play every stage I've detailed so far, but if there's only one that you're willing to try, this is the one I'd definitely choose. And that's it for this week's level showcase. What'd you think of these courses? Let me know in the comments. If you'd like to join the fun for next week, you can follow the link to Reddit in the description. The theme for next week will be the original Super Mario Bros. Theme. That is, I'll only be showcasing levels that utilize the original Super Mario Bros. Theme in all of its 8-bit glory. I'm sure by context you can probably predict the 4 weeks following that. And before I end this, I'd like to take a moment to talk about an issue that has already unfortunately reared its ugly head in Mario Maker 2. Plagiarism. This is a fun, dumb game, and there is realistically no point to creating courses beyond just fun and recognition, but people do spend hours, days, or even weeks perfecting their magnum opus. And to have someone steal their work and pass it off as their own is, quite frankly, a really gross thing to do. It's been reported to have been happening a lot, and there's a lot of allegations, but there is one that I have seen backed up, and that is Reddit user Reuse, whose Mario Maker 1 course was ganked by someone else. It's unfortunate that it's rampant right now, and anyone who might be considering remaking someone else's course to fit a theme for this showcase, that action will result in a permanent ban from ever appearing on here in the future. Also, on the screen right now is Ryus's creator ID. He makes some really cool stuff, so please check him out, and let's see if we can get him some of the recognition for his work, because he deserves it. And that brings us to a close. With that, I will see you all in World 2. Catch you later.